Plans inevitably change. With roadmaps in Jira software, quickly adapt and adjust to changing priorities. Staying in sync has Plans inevitably change. With roadmaps in Jira software, quickly adapt and adjust.
Hello, am I audible? Can someone let me know in the comments if I'm audible? Okay, I got the acknowledgement. Okay, I'm audible. Let's get ahead. Let's start. Is my screen properly visible? Can you just let me know with another yes? If you can see the presentation. Okay, Ajay Pidha says, yes, ma'am, you are adorable. Thank you. Okay, let's move ahead. So we are going to talk about day 2, slot 1 today. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. For what may I know? Is my screen not visible or something? There was a no, ma'am. Can someone let me know no, ma'am, for what? Okay, is it visible now? Visible. Okay. Let's start. So we are again going to talk about day 2, slot 1 of TCS. All right. So let me just, if you are new over here and you did not join us yesterday, I would let you know that we have a couple of disclaimers first. So the first things first, if you have given the exam yesterday and you are here to check out your answers, what you can do is you can go on our Instagram handle, that is PrepInsta 2021. All right, remember it's 2021. Click on the link in the bio, right, given here. Once you click on this, you are going to be redirected to this page, all right? And then click on the first link that is here, TCS NQT all slots questions. And you are going to be redirected on the PDF that we are creating for TCS NQT and Ninja. All right, so you are going to get 12 September slot 1 questions, 12 September slot 2 questions, that is yesterday's questions, and today's slot 1 questions. All right, now very important disclaimer that we only take our live sessions. PrepInsta only takes the live sessions after the slot is over, and we use questions in our presentation from the previous slots. We do not encourage any kind of malpractice, and we do not show current slot, that is ongoing questions. All right. So yes, that was very important to let the students know that we do not show any current questions that is going on. All right. So this is the PDF that you can see. You can go ahead, check the PDF. You can check all the questions that were given yesterday, right, for both the slots, that is 12 September slot 1 and slot 2 as well. Also, we have updated with 13th September slot 1 questions as well. All right, so you can check them out too. We have solved quants, verbal, logical, and coding and programming as well. So you can check all of those and you can see the syllabus. Also, please keep refreshing after the slot is over so that you can see the new questions that are being updated along with the answers. How do you get there? PrepInsta 2021 Instagram handle. Click on the link in the bio. You will come onto this page. Click on the first link and you are here on the PDF. All right. So yes, without spending any more time over here, let's move ahead. So again, you know the pattern. You are going to get 24 questions right in 30 minutes. All right, you are going to get 24 questions in 30 minutes. So this is going to be your number of questions and time limit for TCS NQT. All right. Again, if you are not following us on our social media handles, do follow us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, because here we keep providing you updates about all the latest drives. And if you're not following us, you can miss on those drives as well. Right? So like it's best that you keep following us, especially on Instagram, Discord, WhatsApp, and Telegram, because we keep updating you on Instagram, Discord, and Telegram. And if you have any doubt regarding PrepInsta or any issues, you can directly contact us on Discord and on Telegram. All right. So yes, let's move ahead with our first question. So this is an error identification question. All right. The best thing in TCS, as I can say, is they have a lot of error identification question. I said this yesterday as well. They are in love with error identification. So make sure that your grammar is on point, because error identification uses not only, subject verb or let's say basic grammar, but tenses and other advanced grammar as well. All right. So it's very important that you have all of that in place. All right. So I am giving you the question. Please go ahead, read the question, try to solve it on your own, and let me know the answers in the comment section so I can see, and then I'll explain the answer. Okay, let me see if I can get any answers for this particular question. Okay, till then, let us just answer a few questions on the comments. Ma'am, please upload coding questions in Python too. Very important, Khutija, I'm letting you know that if you have not watched Atulya's recruitment video, he has asked the students not to code in Python because TCS's Python compiler is not good. So please, I would suggest not to go for it. Ma'am, please change dark mode. I'm sorry, this is our presentation. It's not in the dark mode. It's the entire presentation that, it's in this form. Okay, let's move ahead with the answer. If the Prime Minister will announce the scheme, the Prime Minister will announce the scheme if the cabinet will approve it. All right, so what is the error in this sentence? If the cabinet will approve it, announce the scheme, the Prime Minister will, or no error. First things, the Prime Minister will. This entire sentence is completely correct. This entire phase of the sentence is completely correct. So option C is ruled out. Announce the scheme, because we have will, so we are going to use V1 form of verb. So announce is again correct. If the cabinet will approve it, right? If the cabinet will approve it. So because you already have will in the first clause, for the second clause, we are going to have simple present tense. All right, because we have will in the first sentence, that is in the first part of the sentence, we are going to get only V1, that is simple form of verb in the second sentence. We cannot have will over here again, right? So this is a form of conditional sentence, a conditional clause, with the if word, because if you have will in the first part, the second part will take a simple tense form. So instead of will approve, we will be writing here approves. All right. The Prime Minister will announce the scheme if the cabinet approves it. All right. So we have an error in sentence A. So all of those, actually, all of you have said sentence A. Oh, sorry, option A. So yes, you are correct. Option A is the correct answer. All right. We are going to go with option A. Okay. Let's move ahead with the next question now. So you have a para-jumble kind of a question where you have to identify two sentences that will come in S2 and S4, and one sentence will be ruled out completely. So please go ahead, try to solve this question again. Until then, I'll see some of the comments if I can answer them. No, Atul, this is not for digital, but for NQT and Ninja. So this is not for digital. Okay, so we do not have any other questions. Until then, once you have seen the question, let me just show you quickly what Prep Insta Prime is, because if you want to prepare for your TCS NQT and you think that you don't have a lot of time, this is going to be your precious chance to get placed in TCS, and it's going to be like you have very less time, right? So the best thing that you can do to prepare for your TCS is you can prepare from our TCS NQT course that is right over here, right? We have the TCS NQT Ninja. So you can go over here, see the questions, check out the material over there, the study material, including the questions, the theory part, along with practice mocks as well, right? So you can practice mocks from there and try to answer the question. Also, as we have analyzed the question, we can see that a lot of questions have been in the same pattern for verbal, especially for verbal, have been in the same pattern that they had been asked in the earlier NQT drives, right? So we have formulated our entire TCS NQT course on the basis of that. So you're going to get a lot of similar type of questions as well. All right. So yes, that is it. Let's get back to our questions and then we'll quickly get back to the prime again. So for the 4 sentences, paragraph below sentences 1 and S4 are given. From the options P, Q, and R, choose the appropriate sentence for the given passage. Okay, so can I get a few answers? Banana trees live for about 6 years, but each stem of the tree only lives long enough to produce fruit. And sentence 4 says, the fruit will be ready in 60 to 90 days after they emerge from the flower. So we are talking about the entire life cycle of a banana tree, from the tree to the fruit. All right. Now let's see the sentences. The bananas then grow out of these flowers. The leaves are about 9 feet long and 2 feet wide. From each stem, a bundle of banana flowers bloom. All right. Okay. Now, what do we have to do is we have to identify and connect the sentences. Let's read the first sentence. Banana trees live for about 6 years, but each stem of the tree only lives long enough to produce fruit. Now, here we are talking about the stem. How can you link, or with which sentence can you link this particular statement? We can link it with sentence R. Why? Because it says from each stem, a bundle of banana flowers bloom. All right. First, we talked about the tree, then the stem. Now, from the stem, what grows out? A bundle of banana flowers bloom. All right. So this is R. So we are going to take R over here, right? S1, then R. Now, From each stem, a bundle of banana flowers bloom. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the flowers. All right. And this is going to talk in the statement P. The bananas then grow out of these flowers. The fruits will be ready in 60 to 90 days after they emerge from the flower. As we see, it is written after they emerge from the flower. That means we have to talk about how they come out of the flowers. The fruits here is the banana. All right. So we can say that the next sentence is P. That is P over here followed by S4. So RP is the correct statement. And which option uses RP? It is option B. All right. It's option B. RP is the correct answer. All right. So we are going to go with option B. That is, from each stem, a bundle of banana flowers bloom. The banana then grow out of these flowers. So we have a chronology over here. All right. Okay. Let's move ahead. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blanks. Now you have a fill in the blank question. Please, I am presenting you with the question for a second. Please read it. Try to put a proper preposition over here because it's a preposition based question, and then we'll quickly move forward. Okay. Is there any negative marking? No, Shutanu, there is no negative marking for TCS NQT. So you can go wrong, but you will not be marked negatively for that. Any negative marking in aptitude reasoning coding sections? No, there is no negative marking for any of the sections. All right, neither in aptitude, reasoning, verbal, or coding. Anu asks, slot 1 has different sets. Yes, Anu, like this time, TCS has released a few different sets for each slot. So you might get different questions, and these questions might be different that you are, being presented right now. So yes, they have, let's say, I think 2 to 3 sets that they have rolled out in a particular slot. So your questions can be different. It's no big issue. Okay, let's get to starting to solve the question now. People who are intellectually alive and successful are accustomed dealing with ideas and are constantly on the search for new ideas. Now, the main verb that we have here is accustomed. All right. And what does accustomed means? Accustomed means to be familiar with something. Now, when you are using familiar, we use the preposition with. But whenever we are using the word accustomed, we are always supposed to use the preposition to over here. All right, this is very important to understand that familiar takes on with the preposition with, and accustomed takes on with the preposition to. So our answer over here is to, that is option A, right? Accustomed, this verb accustomed is always and always followed by to. All right. People who are intellectually alive and successful are accustomed to dealing with ideas and are constantly on the search for new ideas. So option A is going to be our correct answer. All right. Okay. Again, I'm going to let you know how okay. So yes, again, we are going to come back to Prime, and this time I want to let you know about the certificates. All right. If you are going to subscribe to our Prime, like Pepinsta Prime, you are going to get certificates for all the course that you are completing. Let's say some popular skills, languages, aptitude, or any, company based or interview. All right. So if you have passed on the interview section, all right, sorry, if you have passed the exam and you are being, called for interview, you need to prepare from someplace. All right, you can do that from our interview preparation section as well. So you are not just limiting your subscription to preparation for exams, but interview as well. Because TCS does not have GD, you can prepare for the HR puzzles and build your resume as well. All right, so this is going to be a golden opportunity for you, because if you subscribe to it, you are not just getting to prepare for TCS only, but other companies as well. All right. So now getting back to certificates, right? We also have TCS IN certificate. So if you're sitting for TCS exam, I would suggest you to go with TCS IN certificate, because this is an add-on, right? If you have the same company certificates, it's going to be an add-on to your resume. So yes, we have certificates as well. Let's get back to the PDF. If you want the PDF of all the questions, because we are presenting only 10 questions out of the entire slot and you want all of the questions, you can do it from Prepping Stars handle of 2021. Go on the link that is in the bio. Click on the link. You can go on the first link that is given to you. Click on that and you are going to be redirected to this PDF. This PDF is updated only after the slot is completed, and we come live with the previous slot questions, right? We do not use any of the recent the current questions that, or the current slot questions that is being going on. So we do not use those questions. We come out only with the previous slot questions that are completed. All right. So yes, we do not encourage any kind of malpractice over here. So you can prepare for your upcoming TCS exams if you still haven't from this PDF, right? You can practice questions from here and you can prepare for your exams, right? Go on Prepinsa 2021, click the link in the bio, and then on the first link given over here, TCS Equity All Slots questions. All right. Okay. Let's move back to our questions now. Okay. Next question. The following sentence pair can be combined into one better sentence. Choose the option that combines the two sentences best without changing the meaning. The father was happy on his son's birthday. The son was feeding 100 poor men instead of throwing a birthday party. All right. So please go ahead. Try to answer this question quickly in, let's say, 10 to 20 seconds. Until then, I'll just see if we have any important questions to answer from the comments. Different sets. Yes, we have different sets. Some of you had answered B as the correct answer for the previous question. So please understand why B will not be the answer and 2 will be the answer. Okay, we are getting the answers for this question as well. Let's start discussing this. Now, we have two sentences that say the father was happy on his son's birthday. The son was feeding 100 poor men instead of throwing a birthday party. All right, so the father was happy because he was feeding 100 men and not throwing a birthday party. Let's see which can be the correct sentence. The father was happy on his son's birthday, so the son was feeding 100 men instead of throwing a birthday party. No, so means, what does so mean? So is a consequential conjunction, right? Consequential. When one thing happens, so the other thing happens, right? But here there are two different contradictory statements. All right, so this is incorrect. The father was happy to see his son throwing a birthday party instead of feeding poor men. No, as we see that the the son was actually feeding the men instead of throwing a birthday party. So option B is incorrect. The father was happy to see his son feeding 100 men on his birthday and throwing a birthday party. Now here the conjunction and is a joining conjunction. All right. But here we are not joining the sentence. The son is not doing both of them. He is doing only the task of feeding. So this is incorrect. The father was happy to see his son feeding 100 poor men on his birthday instead of throwing a birthday party. Yes, this one is correct. Why? Because the father was happy to see what? To see his son feeding 100 poor men on his birthday. When? On his birthday, instead of throwing a birthday party. Right? So we are going to go with option D as the correct answer, because option D includes all the elements. Father being happy, son's birthday, son feeding 100 men, and son not throwing a birthday party. All right. So all the four elements are there in option D, and we are going to take option D as the correct answer. All right. Let's move ahead. Which of the following sentences uses formal language? Now, yesterday we had explained how formal language is used. So please try to answer this question. If you are not being able to wait for a while, we are going to answer it very soon. Okay. Ma'am, can you tell the marking scheme? According to me, Ayushi, there is, I guess, 1 mark for each correct answer and there's no negative marking, right? So yeah, for verbal, I can guarantee you there's 1 mark for each question, right? And there's no negative marking, and negative marking is not there for any other slots, any other sections as well. All right, so we have our answers. We have B and C. Okay, we have B and C. Let's see. Why do you crib so much? This is a question. And do you use the word crib? Do you think crib is a formal word or an informal word? It is an informal term, right? Crib means being bothered about everything. So if this was a formal question, formal sentence, it wouldn't have said crib over here, right? Crib is a very informal term. So this is not the correct answer. They have submitted proposal. Now, they have submitted proposal. All of these words that is used in this sentence is in a very formal tone, right? So we can keep this as an extra answer. I love Mumbai. It is alive and kicking. Again, this word kicking is not a formal term, right? Kicking can be like replaced with exciting or very memorable or like something like more formal tone, right? Kicking is not a formal tone. This is again informal. He hasn't changed a bit. All right. Now, for any formal sentence, all right, for any formal sentence, we do not use contractions. What are contractions? For example, hasn't or don't or won't, right? These are contractions. What will be the full forms? That is has not, all right, or do not, or will not, right? These are the full forms. So any formal sentence will always use the full form instead of contractions. So because we have a contractive form over here, this is not a formal sentence. So we are going to go with option B over here. All right. Okay. Next question. Read the following passage and fill in the blanks by selecting the most appropriate option. Please go ahead, read the passage and try to fill the blanks with the options that are given to you, and then we'll quickly solve the answer together. I'm giving you only 10 to 15 seconds. What is the criteria of clearing all section? Section wise cutoff can be 75%. All right, you have to get 75% in each section to clear the entire exam. There is a individual cutoff for coding. As I told you, it's going to be 75%. So I guess you have to have one question in coding completely correct that way, and the second question at least half correct. I think only then you can get the full score in coding. Minimum cutoff for TCS, it's 75%. Every question has time limit. Yes, this is the new thing that we've heard, that every question has a time limit. So yes, you have a time limit for every question. Okay, let's start solving this. No one knows for sure what dash yawning serves. Now, we have a hint word over here, that is serves. All right. Now, serves is always used with purpose. All right. What purpose does something serves? Whenever you see that you have the word serves in any sentence, you are going to use purpose. Make sure. No intentions are served or point or basis, but a purpose is served. So we are going to take C in first blank. Scientists usually thought it was meant to increase the amount of oxygen in the body or to dash excess carbon dioxide from the body. Now, whenever we use carbon dioxide like coming out from our body, what is the term that we use? We use release. All right. We always release our carbon dioxide. All right. So we use the word release. Now here we are going to use to be. So we have C and B. And which option uses C and B as the correct option? That is option C. So we are going to go with option C over here, right? Purpose and release. You never deliver free or liberate carbon dioxide, but you release carbon dioxide. All right. So we are going to go with option C over here. Okay. Moving ahead quickly. Again, you have a statement that has S1 and S4 given to you. You have P, Q, R, 3 different statements, and only 2 can be used in the entire structure. So please go ahead and try to solve this question. Yes, we are getting correct answers. Option C is the correct answer for the previous question. Okay, let's start solving it now. For the 4 sentences, paragraph below, sentences 1 and 4 are given. From PQR, choose the appropriate sentences. S1, research suggests that the prices of products and advertisements motivate consumers to try out new products. And sentence 4 says, above all, the credibility of the source of the advertised messages affects the consumer's judgment of performance risk associated with the product's risk. Okay. Now, statements are the conflicting findings may be due to nature of advertisements. The relationship between price and perceived performance risk is also impacted by the presentation of an advertised message. A relatively high price will reduce the consumer's perception of performance risk. All right. So let's quickly see the sentences and which can come here. Research suggests that the price of products and advertisements motivate consumers to try out new products. So we are talking about products and advertisements. All right. So we can again move forward with a relatively high price will reduce the consumer's perception of performance risk. Now, because we are saying that the prices of products, if we keep the price, right? Price is in the statement 1. Now, to connect with statement 2, you will have to use a term that is related to price, right? Only then can you connect the 2 sentences. So we are going to use statement R. A relatively high price will reduce the consumer's perception of performance risk. Now, we have the main term performance risk over here. Which statement can you link with performance risk? That is statement Q. The relationship between price and perceived performance risk is also impacted by the presentation of an advertised message. Now, how can you link with Q1 S4? Advertised message. This term is used over here. Now, very important. In statement Q, you had an advertised message, and statement 4, you had the advertised message, right? So because we are not accustomed to the subject, we are using an. And because we have been accustomed to the subject in statement Q, we are going to use the definite article the over here. So this is a direct link, right? This is a direct link that Q will be following, Q will come before S4. All right. And how is Q linked to R? It is by the term performance risk. All right. Because we have used performance risk in statement R, we are going to use performance risk in statement Q as well. Right. So we are going to go with RQ. That is option D. All right. Okay. Let's move ahead. Select the most appropriate to fill in the blank. Again, you have to choose two sentences that are going to fill blank 1 and blank 2. All right. Two sentences and not two words, but two sentences. So please start solving this question. Till then, I'm going to answer a few questions. Okay. Ma'am, is there any chances of question matching? Till now, Ravi, we have not seen any of the questions matching from yesterday and today's slot. So we cannot assure you if the questions match or not. So as far as we have the analytics, it will not match. All right. Per question time or not, I think we have a per question time. We actually don't know what time it is, but you do have. So if you have, let's say 24 questions for 30 minutes, we can estimate around 1 minute for each question. And for RCs, we have a little more question. That is how we can calculate it. Okay, let's move ahead and start solving now. I have 58.9% in BE. Am I eligible to TCS NQT? I would suggest you, Shubham, to go and go ahead and fill the form. If they call you or if they send you a mail for selection, great, give the exam. If they don't, go and try for other companies because they are hiring as well. All right, so let's start. Horror movies have a huge fan base around the world, including children. Full stop. Dash, right? Statement 1. They believe that the ghastly faces of the ghost, eerie sound effects, and chilly background settings of the horror movies create permanent impressions on the child's mind. Now, the main term, we have they over here, right? Who are they? They are the psychologists. So we are going to take option B first. Who are they? They are the psychologists, and the psychologists believe that the ghastly faces can have a bad effect on the child's mind, right? So we are going to take B first. Later, okay. Next, chilly background settings of the horror movies create permanent impression on child's mind. Watching such ghastly faces. Now we have the term such ghastly faces. Because we have used ghastly faces of the ghost in the first sentence, we are going to refer to those particular faces as such ghastly faces. Such ghastly faces of what? Of the ghost. So we are going to take C as in statement in blank 2 and B as in blank 1. Now, which option gives us the same equation? That is option A. So we are going to go with option A, right? Because they have used they, we are going to go with psychologists because psychologists are being referred to as they. And such ghastly faces are being referred to as the ghastly faces. Adrenaline rush to the viewer they loved so much is a very irrelevant sentence over here. All right, so we are going to go with option A. Okay, before moving forward with the reading comprehension, I'll quickly take you back to our Prep Insta 2021 Insta handle, and anyone who has joined right now, I'm going to show them from where can they get the questions. All right. Go to Prep Insta 2021. Click on Linktree Prep Insta Jobs, right? The link in the bio. You are going to be redirected to this page. Click on the first link, TCS NQT All Slots question, and you can come on this PDF. This PDF consists all the questions along with solutions from the previous slots. Please remember that we always come live after the slot is over, and we never use any current slot questions so that the students do not cheat or any malpractice is carried out, right? So we do not indulge into that. We always take questions from the previous slots that is already over. All right. So yes, you can get all the previous slot questions and practice from here if you have not attended the questions or you have not attended the TCS exam yet. If you want to prepare, you can prepare from our Prep Insta Prime website. And if you are a student who is in the prime time of job hirings, I would suggest to go for at least 12 to 18 months of subscription. That way you are going to get a lot of time to prepare for other companies as well. All right. So yes, you have other companies, so you can prepare for that or interview experiences as well. All right. So let's get back to our reading comprehension. Okay, I know this is quite big to understand from here, but please, if you can quickly read through and answer the question. Okay, let's start reading the question. The Sumatra earthquake and tsunami are considered to be an eye-opener for India. Which of the following statements justifies this? After the unprecedented earthquake, India became the first country to establish an early warning system for tsunami detection. The tsunami was the unprecedented natural disaster that opened the eyes of the world. No such natural disaster has taken place after the Sumatra earthquake and tsunami. After the earthquake, UNESCO promoted tsunami preparedness by actively involving the public, community leaders and national and local emergency management agencies. Now, the key to answering this question is very easy if you can catch the hint. They are asking to be an eye-opener for India. Which of the following statements justifies this? Now, in option B, C, and D, we are talking about the world, the disaster, and UNESCO, right? Yes, these were eye-openers for the world. But what was the eye-opener for India? That it became the first country to establish an early warning system for tsunami detection, right? After there was a tsunami, there was a huge breakout of tsunami in India. It opened the eye and India became the first country to establish an early warning system, right? That is how India fought back tsunami, right? Like TCS has tried to confuse you with this term, open the eyes of the world. But remember that the question asks about India and not the world. All right. So B, C, and D are going to be omitted, right? And option A is going to be the answer. All right. Why? Because after the tsunami, India took some measures as it opened the eyes. All right. So option A is the correct answer. And let's move on to the last question. According to Vasily Titov, which object is the appearance of tsunami waves compared to? As from the entire, passage itself, we can answer this question. Please try to answer this in a few seconds, let's say 10 to 20 seconds, and then I'm quickly going to answer it. Okay, Himanshu, thank you so much for answering the doubts. Question time depends upon the question, right? So as I told you, you can get 1 minute for grammar-based questions and you can get, let's say, 1.5 minutes for reading comprehension questions. So based on the question, you are going to get your timing, like question-wise timing. How to be fluent in communication skill? Shubham, you will have to practice vocabulary, practice grammar, and the best thing you can do is on our Prime, you have the verbal section. So if you go there and learn the theory and understand the theory, it's going to always help you brush up your skill. All right. So yes, let's move ahead. Now see from the passage, Vasily Titov cites that there are some largest falls in the world and they're all underwater. Tsunami waves could be seen like large pebble falling in the ocean and causing mega ripples. So we have the answer over here itself. Large pebble falling in the ocean. So we can say that option A is the correct answer because ripples caused by large pebble falling into the water, right? Excuse me. So this is a direct referential question where you can directly answer from here. Large pebble falling in the ocean causing mega ripples. All right, so option A is the correct answer. Yes, you can use a pen and paper, but make sure that your pen and paper are visible to the camera, like visible on the camera to the invigilator. You have to keep it in the eye level so that it's visible. All right, so yes, guys, we have ended all the 10 questions. If you're not following us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, Do follow us because we keep updating our social media handles, right? The links are in the bio. So please go ahead, follow us on all the social media handles if you want to be updated about the latest drives. And for all those who have not appeared for the TCS exam, wishing you all the very best, right? And yes, thank you. So we end our live over here. Okay, tomorrow is my TCS exam. Can you give some tips? Surely I can give you some tips. The best thing is you can go and prepare from a PDF, prepare the questions from there, prepare it from the PDF, right? And practice questions. Please practice questions. So that is the tip that I can give. And yeah, thank you so much.